Greetings, good afternoon, how's everybody? Hopefully having a good Thursday. We are back. I am doing well today. Stomach's a little messed up though. I did decide to have some spicy instant ramen. I think the one that I've seen other people do challenges of, and yeah, I can understand why they do challenges of it. Tasted pretty good though. Anyways, we have Pokemon aplenty to find. Specifically, we are trying to raise Growlithe. And do other things. We're also trying to raise the level of our Rotom. Yeah, we're not there yet. I think we were looking for places that it could spawn. So we were pinballing between the home base and various locations trying to get Pokemon show up. As it started. Apparently there is a mass outbreak of Starly. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be on the lookout for, at least for a little bit. Because the easiest way to finish this challenge is to feed them. No, I find it interesting. I remember a time when I could just swap between, like when I hit the ground, it would immediately change into this one. But for whatever reason, it's not doing it now. Very peculiar. Also, there's a bird. Another bird. I hate it when it does that. Oh, there's a big one. Let's go. Ha ha! Trying to yell at me? I don't think so. For whatever reason, I'm surprised that the Growlithe don't spawn on the volcano island. Yeah, maybe that's foolish and silly of me. I'm debating on what Pokemon game I want to play after this one. Because I have one of three choices. Two of which I have to go buy. Idea one, I don't have to. We could play the remakes of Pearl. Which I already have. Oh, I forgot he's mad at me. But, could play the remake of Pearl. Or I could buy the, what would be a remake? Re-release of Leaf or Green. I mean, Leaf or Fire. Or I continue in this line and I go get Pokemon XY, which I also don't have. So I'm not sure. Maybe I might put that to a poll on Blue Sky. Just to see how it goes. I'm not entirely sure how much of this game I have left. Especially considering I've given myself the task of finishing the decks. Which will probably take longer. Rowlet, no mint colored ones though. Okay, it's not down here. Ah, stop. Oops. That's two Gibbles. We fly! Ah! Oh, they look friendly. So I know it's not going to be the case, because I already seen the images of it. I kind of want a Pokemon game to be like an entirely new region with no old Pokemon in it. I know it's not going to happen because it's cheaper to not do that, but should be. Oh, let's go. Apparently there's something special about him. There weren't that many outbreak spots this time around. That thing said something, but I didn't have a chance to read it. Abominus, no! This one always seems to be Geodude. Wasn't Geodude, but it was a relative. Oh, it's Psyduck. Like, what the heck is that? He just hanging out. We ain't found shit. But yeah, the way I figure it is, we'll spend a little bit of time looking for Growlithe so we can complete that dex. And if we don't find it, then we will move on to raising the level for Rotom. Excuse me. It's daylight now. So hopefully we'll find what we're looking for. Yeah, finding some of these is a pain in the butt. Sometimes no real rhyme or reason. Like the Magnemite took an annoying amount of time. It's Pikachu! Whoa. Oh, that's a fire thing, so... I think I already got full fixed, didn't I? Yeah, there it is. Now, does Vulpix have... Okay, so I know they have two different types, but does Vulpix have a different dex entry? Because I think you can find on a lowland one. I don't know why Motham is always so mad. Also, there's another Vulpix. I wasn't sure what that was at first. There's a lot of Vulpixes out today. So there's randomly a Purloin. Wait. I almost fell to my doom. Cat, I'm gonna need you to leave. Look at it. may need something. That went a lot farther than I was expecting. I know it's probably for PG purposes, but it's interesting to me that none of these, all that I ever see them eat is fruit. What's that? Although, rather interestingly enough, you know cats are considered to be more predators than dogs are. Dogs will eat vegetation from time to time. Although, from my understanding, cats typically only eat it to throw up. Why that is, I don't know. Sir, your recordings. Now, how do we evolve this guy? Oh. I thought more intricate detail would be required. No. I have 9 of them. I'm surprised me fighting the one in the volcano doesn't count. Yeah, this one's a pretty strong one, so. It was level 60 when I found it, so. Oh, there he is. Okay, Flare Blitz, I think, was one of them. Oh, man. Rock Slide and Raging Fury. As one, Rock Slide, and then Raging Fury. We're going to have this done in very short order. Now we await the perfect opportunity. I did not mean to throw. I don't think he's aware that I'm here. I don't think he's aware that I am behind a rock. He seems suspicious of something. Ah. Yeah, we're doing our best to only use light attacks. Can get more injury on him. We're both in the orange, I mean the yellow. Apparently we can't hit each other. No. And back to base camp. We're so close, I figured I'd just run up here and heal again. Off to a pretty good start for today so far. We've got our canine already. Finish the dex on the other one. We're almost done with Purloin as well. I know that is not how that particular Pokemon's name is pronounced, but I feel like Purloin is a much more flattering name than what its actual name is. Why you gotta be mad at the... I mean, why you gotta call the Chonky Cat names? Why you gotta do that? Also, why is the Chonky Cat chunky? That's the important question right there. Speaking of Chunky Cat, what is the move we need? Oh. Double Edge. My least favorite move. Perfect. Should be another boss over here. And the other reason that I'm focusing on the bosses is they give you the most amount of experience. There's an entire army of Machokes. There's a squid over there. I'll try hiding behind a tree. I am not here. You do not see me. Also, I mentioned it on Blue Sky, but I figure I'll mention it here too. Tomorrow's stream starts an hour early. And we'll go until we are done with the in-1. That is primarily because I got visitors coming in from out of the area, and I'll be otherwise unable to stream. They both kind of didn't do anything to each other. Nice. That is a bright sunset. You know what I find interesting? Sprint is crouch on. So it's sprint when you're using the animal, but it's crouch when you're a person. All right, let's see. Chatot and Dusko. Hey Slime, how are you today? Hopefully having a fantastic afternoon, wherever you happen to be in the world. We've just finished the Dex entry for our Canine and Purloin. Oh wait, I forgot. We typically keep regional variants different. Nice. So I was at the store the other day and I saw that they had the really spicy cup noodles that I see people doing challenges for. I decided I'd get it. It tasted fantastic. The only problem is, yeah, they weren't lying. Don't do that an hour, I mean, like half an hour before you start stream. I do not advise. It will proceed to knock you on your ass. Yep. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm unfamiliar with spice, but it was a good kind. A good kind of burn. Surprise. Okay, so that's something that I've noticed when it comes to a lot of spicy food, though. Most of the time, it just goes for spice. This one tasted fantastic. I probably wouldn't be able to eat it that often, but probably goes down as my favorite cup of noodle. Okay, air cutter, agile. Oh, I only need one. I think I remember this particular Pokemon the most from Mystery Dungeon. True. Taste of like I said, taste is fantastic though. Okay, Hex. And we got Evolved. I feel like this one would be easier just to catch it, but might go do that. Let me just go find something to fight right quick. I hate it when they do that. Yeah, you gotta be careful of what I fight because most Pokemon around here are part normal type. All right, that's number 9. We got that one, Dusk Noir. Times I've seen it use Hex. I think if I use Hex twice, should work. Take a moment to register. I like it raised its hands up in the air, like surprise. Ooh. I mentioned it a little bit before you actually joined. I'm gonna be starting stream an hour early tomorrow. We're gonna try and complete the N1. I've heard a rumor. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm really hoping it's true. Yep. So I have a big Lego set I'm building on that I started last week. It's the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter, which is based on the Naboo Starfighter. I started it last week, and I'm going to be finishing it tomorrow. But I heard a Lego rumor, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm secretly hoping that it is, that next year they might have a recreation of the end scene where the Spinosaurus faces off against the humans. Oh, nice. Thank you. Be much appreciated. But yeah, rumor has it they'll be coming out with a Spinosaurus that attacks the humans at the end of Jurassic 3. I'm really hoping that that is the case. It's got like the boat and everything. Hey, pretty good. I can certainly understand it. Dinos ain't for everybody. Pipla. Ah. I think, if I am not mistaken, I want to say Germany has the tallest dinosaur on display. I think it's like Giraffe Titan or something like that. It's like Giraffe Titan. It's like a little bit larger than Brachiosaurus. Yep. Looks like a giant bridge. Dusclops. Now we got Dusk Noir. I don't know why, but this one vaguely reminds me of Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas. If I had a nickel for every time a Pokemon had a giant mouth in its stomach, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's interesting that it happened twice. I can't remember its name, but there's a one of those weird dimensional beasts that are has a giant mouth in its stomach. I can't quite remember his name at the moment, unfortunately. The main thing that I remember about it is whenever it showed up in the anime, the way that they had it do its call was it would just scream, which I thought was funny. I don't have any dark moves. I already had Dark Pulse. Well, this is one of them, I guess. Yeah, we don't have Shadow Ball yet, I don't think. Shadow Ball's a ghost move. Given Shoes Bubbles. Okay, we're good on it. Oh, that's not going to take very long at all, actually. Actually, if it's out there, I might know exactly what to use it on. I had a Twitter a while ago. But I ended up getting rid of it because the stuff they were doing there was getting to be batshit insane. So I ditched it last June. I'll be honest with you, I haven't missed it since. Occasionally, I get kind of bummed out that certain companies haven't abandoned it yet, but for the most part, I don't really miss it that much. Oh, space-time distortion. I forget what the specific event was. I think it was around the time that they announced that they were going to start scrubbing all of the art that had ever been posted on there for training AI purposes. And if you check my Blue Sky, you'll see that I'm quite adamantly against it. Because I'll be honest, not much of an artist myself. I'm not very good. But I respect those that are very good at it. Probably the only political stance that'll actually get up to posting. Apparently he didn't want it. Eat the food. Yeah. That was primarily the reason that I was keeping it, and occasionally looking out for any announcements from, like, for new VTubers that are coming out or something like that. Because a lot of companies still use it. Eventually, it just got too much. Pretty good example is I do watch the Mythos people sometimes. And I completely missed that they were debuting a new group. Well, a new part of them. So that was interesting. Just happened to log on one day. I was all like, oh, wait, what? Pretty cool, though, because these ones are based on... Well, that was loud. Sorry, my whole house decided to make a noise. So I'm looking around to see what that was. But the, based on Norse mythology this time. I might go catch that very strong Empoleon over there. Bubbles! How did I know it would do that if it had the chance? Yeah, we need to use it twice more. There's a Walrein over there. Two unawares. Yeah, I figure bolt up here, get it set up, and then we can go back down. And I'm trying still to get a shiny in one of these rifts. I'm hoping for a Magnemite in one of these rifts that's shiny, because I have never got one of those. Excuse me. But I think I'll settle for just about anything. Just as a proof of concept. I remember reading that these only spawn in when it was sunny out. It's raining right now. I figure we'll wait until this is done and then we will go finish off Noir. And standard one. I do know what a shiny Magnemite looks like. As it does kind of have a bit of a plain look to it. So if I remember correctly, it's magnets are gray instead of red and blue. If anything else, we are picking up a lot of things that I can sell. It's a boss Vaporeon. He's always so angry. Yeah, some beans. Willing to bet he's surprised. Like, oh shit, what's going on? Another Vaporeon. Ow. No, down, scumbag shot me in the back. How dare he? Fight him! One more on either Dark Pulse or Strong Moves. A lot of Kadabras here. Don't worry, I got it. Evolve our little guy here. Unfortunately, you can't feed a Pokemon you own. Makes things a lot easier. Prinplup. I don't think any more Magnemite will spawn in now that I got rid of the other ones, but I can look around. Ran its course. Most illuminating. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna go catch the really strong Empoleon that's over there. And then we'll work on finishing out the Dex entry for Prinplup and release it, and then start work on Empoleon. Run! That Vulpix has been there forever. I like it proceeded to switch to everything that wasn't the one I was looking for. There's our target. By the way, I didn't even realize it until like last week. Empoleon is the starter for Pearl and Platinum. And all of the other ones you can find in region as well, so it makes sense. So all of the starters you start with in this game are ones that were brought with you. Lightning! It should do light damage. Yeah, I knew that was going to be a strong move, so. Can we get that Mon? Not yet. I figure this will be a hard fought match. There we go. And go us. I got too much shit. I got like gold nuggets though. By the way, I didn't realize what its level was until just now. Nice. Oh, my phone's going off. Oh shit, we already leveled it up. I did not do that on purpose. Yeah, we do still have to finish that one off though. Man tyke. I think the last ones are going to be in the water. Oh, I didn't pick it up. I got Mantike and Mantine. Now, one thing at a time, I suppose. Is there a pen club around here? Spring path. Yeah. Whether or not I'm going to find the Pokemon I'm looking for is unknown. I'm not expecting to find it. It's a big angry one. Let's just avoid him. It's interesting the different environments you see those toads in. Oh, it was a bird. Yeah, some artillery. Walren. Yeah, we ain't got none. Let me check up here. I didn't think so, but it warrants a look. Yeah, I might have to leave and come back. Return me, my good sir. Oh, there's an outbreak going on, too. Okay, so I think I'll go to the north and then to the south. Watch out, Staraptor! So many ducks. Chansey! Probably beat my behind if they had the opportunity to. I don't even see Piplup this time. Basculin. Scorpies. Chansey again. We ain't found shit. Getting really good at speeding around. There's a Honchkrow. Third Walrein. So many Walren. Okay. Yeah, we didn't find that much. Unfortunate. Let's try and get back over there and see if we can't get a Primplup to show up. No Primplup. Turn from the expedition. Yeah, we could get lucky with that. It's way the hell over there, but... And it should be at the bottom of that cliff. Well, we ain't got no luck with that. Yeah, it's only found here. Might be further back. Okay, so most likely at that pool. Caught it in the wing. Not leveled up yet. Oh, these are perfect. As I say, he's a ghost, so that shouldn't do much. Level 70. We need 5 more levels. Yeah, ultimately when we go to train for Rotom, we're gonna go over to Mount Coronet. Got him. It should be part water, I think. Okay, we're gonna go back to base, and then I will be right back. Don't go nowhere. We shall continue, and I'll raise up the Rotom so we can go ahead and fight Ego by the Egon or whatever by the end of the map. I mean, day. All right. And we are back. So, I think I'm going to run through this area, and we are going to use Rotom almost exclusively, so that we can get his level up to 75. And then we will go ahead and continue looking around for Prinplup. We'll see if that works out. Should be a good target over here, because I think Walrein is hanging out over here. Yeah, we always want to try and take it by surprise if we can. Fear the refrigerator! See it use Water Pulse. Should have more moves now, actually. Alright, something else that's going to happen as well is I think I'm going to stop using the experience shares on Rotom, because I think we should be able to get it pretty soon. Depending on what we fight. Yeah, it's Water Pulse. The unfortunate thing is, it will take a long time. Get him! There's a boy here capable of learning Roost. Yes. Yeah, so we're doing this specifically. Because we can catch them by surprise, I can use Roost, then they'll run. Hi, Dread, how are you today? Actually, just finished my drink a little bit ago, so... Yeah, I don't have a water redeem. I usually drink pretty freely during the first half of stream, and then I don't drink anything towards the second half, so I don't have to get up and go to the bathroom a bunch. I think I caught him by surprise. I'm doing well. For whatever reason, I thought Roost made you fall asleep. Your Pokemon fall asleep. Makes them think twice. This time, assuming birds are my target. Okay, I'm gonna have fun with this. He decided he didn't want to play ball, so I decided I would go ahead and annihilate him from orbit. Yeah, so in order to complete the Pokedex on this game, it gives you stipulations and stuff, which is all well and good, but then some of them, it gives you like 20 different things you can do that, and to facilitate that. Other times, it only gives you 5. Yeah, so we're trying to get all the information on a penguin. I speculate there's more story about. But at the moment, we're just doing the Pokedex. So for most Pokemon games, they release 2 Pokemon games at each release. So like when they first came out back in the 90s, it was Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue, at least in the States. This is one of the few instances where I didn't have 2. Because when you got the 2 games, there were Pokemon that were in one, and then there were Pokemon in the other. This one has all of the Pokemon for this region. So I'm thinking that this might end up being my first Pokemon game that I actually complete the dex on. If it works out that way. Good news, catching them isn't that difficult. Filling out the dex sometimes a little bit more difficult, though. Because for the other games, all you have to do is catch them, and then it's all like, oh, you're done. This one requires a little bit more work. No, not sleep. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind. I think I started playing this one earlier this year, so... If I can use Roost one more time. I'm doing well. I guess technically this would be my last one. Since I'm currently playing it. The last one that I played before this one was Mystery Dungeon. That is where you have mysteriously awoken as a Pokemon yourself. Which is a pretty fun game, actually. And it's primarily a game focused around finding out how how that ended up happening. I mentioned it last week. I'm going to mention it again, though. I think that they are going to announce another Pokemon remake this year. Because this is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, so... What that remake will be, I have no idea. Could be a remake of the original, since it's the 30th. Could be a remake of Black and White, since that was one of the most popular. Also, the next one in line. Because Pearl and Platinum were the last ones. This has been your Dino prediction segment. Although I could be just entirely wrong, and maybe they'll just release like not a remake, but like a kind of like they did with Leaf Green and Fire Red, just a version you can play on the Switch. Release you. Not completed Magmortar yet. There's also Heatran. We're almost done with Mantine, actually. They're both at the same level, I just realized. Okay. Now that I've completed that dex, we have to work on getting Rotom ready. Our ghost possessing a refrigerator needs to be leveled up. Bosses are the easiest way to facilitate that, so... There are a few of them. Well, here's the thing. So... a lot of them have two... well, so... kind of like I said with red and blue, or leaf green and fire red, a lot of them have 2 releases. So it'll be 1 generation, but they'll release 2 games for it. Our Pokemon Legends Arceus and Legends XY are kind of the exception to the rule because they only released 1. Okay, so I never got to benefit from it, but the idea for being able, I mean, for having 2 releases was the idea is maybe not, I mean, maybe somebody else that you're a friend with or just happen to be acquainted with would get a different version, and then you're all like, oh, hey, you have that Pokemon. I kind of want that Pokemon. I will trade you this one in exchange for that one. It's an effort to get people to be friendly to each other, I guess you'd say. At least as far as I'm aware. For the most part, I want to say usually the only difference is the Pokemon. So sometimes the exclusive Pokemon will just be regular Pokemon, like Red and Blue. One of them got Vulpix, one of them got Growlithe. Or if you want to go to the more modern versions, like Sword and Shield, you would get... dang it, I can't remember its name at the moment. You know what? Since you're acquainted with Gold, the Legendary would be different. You would have Ho-Oh in Gold, and you would have Lugia in Silver. There are some games that were more drastic a difference. A pretty good example of that would be Black and White. Because if you got... I kind of wish that they hadn't named that particular generation Black and White, because in one version, you have Black City, which is in Pokemon Black, or in Pokemon White, you have the White Forest, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played that version. So an entire area of the map was different. And you'd have Pokemon that you could find in either one. Questionable naming aside, but yeah. Well, like, when it came to Black and White, I chose Pokemon Black because I preferred I preferred Zekrom over Reshiram. Ultimately, I think what led a lot of people choosing one version or the other is they just happen to be at the store and is all like, oh, I like the box art on this one more than I like the box art on that one. Unless you're like a more dedicated Pokemon follower, kind of like myself, that just kind of looks at Pokemon news to see what's coming out. Most of the time, you usually don't know what Mon is going to be in which one. Sword and Shield was an interesting one because the mascot for each of the games was actually the same Pokemon. It just had a different name given what item you gave it. So in Pokemon Sword, if you gave it the sword, it became the sword version of that Pokemon. If you gave it a shield, it became the shield version of it. And it was a wolf. Other differences were slightly varied and whatnot. So they've announced the new Pokemon game. The new Pokemon games is Wind and Waves. I think the new one is going to be different in one of two possible ways. Could be both, but I think it's just going to be one. I think it is either going to be the legendary Pokemon for Wind will be Flying type, or for Waves will be Water type, or there's going to be a region in each that is dependent on what game you get. At least that would be my best guess. I will say that I did have the potential to collect all of the Pokemon in a different game, because they did come out with Pokemon Yellow, which kind of sort of plays out like Pokemon, like the anime a little bit, where your starter Pokemon is Pikachu. And then they came out with two versions as a remake, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. But in that regard, they decided to make them more like Pokemon Red and Blue. There's a Togepi over there. Where potentially, except for this one, because all of the Mon are available to you. A lot of other things have come up more recently that might make trading more appealing for some people. And I can actually show it to you. To the base camp. I probably could have flown, but I decided to ride. Because trading has become slightly more easy nowadays, something else has sort of come up. So, in addition to just having regional variants, you also can have these. These are shinies. I've got a shiny Rowlet. I got a shiny Beautifly. Got a shiny Golem. Shiny Geodude. And the thing with all of these Mon are the regular versions have a different color to them. Well, the normal ones, I guess you'd say. I realized I probably could have brought it up in my Pokedex. Probably would have been a lot easier. Because seeing him this way really doesn't give you context. I also realized this is in the wrong spot. But there are some other things. There's a part of Pokemon that I don't get into called IV training. How do I explain that? Let's go into here. There you go. IV training will, if you breed Pokemon with other Pokemon, they will get better stats depending on what they're bred with or whatever. Yeah. But that's other things that people trade for. Sometimes if the game that you have doesn't have a legendary you're looking for, you can trade, I think. I don't do, like I said, I don't do the IV training because that's weird. Well, when I say breed, what happens is you put your Pokemon in a daycare, and then you stop back by, and if they're compatible with each other, it'll be all like, oh, we mysteriously found this egg in the enclosure that they were in. That's also how people tend to get shinies, by the way. Throw it in there with a Ditto. Because interesting factoid, Ditto, which is the Pokemon that has... So Ditto is a Pokemon that can transform into any Pokemon. Let's say you want more of a certain one. If you put it in there with a Ditto, you'll get more of it. I believe Ditto is the only Pokemon, unless you breed it with another Ditto, that can't make another Ditto. I think. All of them become the Pokemon that it's in the camp. I mean, in the daycare with. The only ones that it can't breed with, well, there's a couple of them, but ones that don't have a breeding group. Like, I don't think Magnemite can do it. Maybe I'd have to look it up. But legendaries can't. They're in the unknown egg group, so you can't, like, endlessly breed legendary Pokemon. The one exception to that rule is Manphy. Manphy is a small fairy type water Pokemon that is a legendary that you can breed with a Ditto. And what you get from it is a Pokemon called Phony, which is not a legendary. I think it's just called a mythic Pokemon. The more you know. Like I said, I don't tend to get into the whole breeding thing. It's usually only for people who want the best stats that are doing this. Like, I mean, who are fighting against others all the time. I'm just playing it to play the game, so. Warren's back! So we're gonna try and get our Rotom to a really high level, so that we can fight Ingo in solo combat. Mono e mono. By the way, Dread, do you have a favorite Pokemon? You didn't see shit. It's an angry ass scorpion right there. Woohoo! I'm being chased by a bunch of scorpions. And now we just wait for him to come back. I don't know if he's going to, but... Nice. My favorite's Starmie. It just looks like a starfish. Although I'm also got a soft spot for all of the fossils. I'm hoping the new game has more. When Scarlet and Violet came out, and I heard that it was dealing in prehistory. I was all like, ooh, that sounds like a cool idea. I hope they have, like, not the fossilized version. Because if you look at all of the fossil Pokemon, almost all of them have part rock type. Because they bring them back from the dead. Because you use a fossil to bring them back. I was all like, ooh, if they're dealing with time travel, maybe they'll have the Pokemon how they were when they were alive still. To find out what the original type was. And it was like, nope. Random. I would say that's a one that has a pretty good difference between which Pokemon game you pick up. In Pokemon Scarlet, you are dealing with prehistory. In Pokemon Violet, you're dealing with the future. So certain Pokemon have a robotic appearance for the future, and other ones have a prehistoric look for the past. I would say pick that one up at your own risk, because I know that a lot of people didn't like that game. I thought it was fine. I feel like he knows where I am, but... Rapion. We're too shocking for him. I do know why some people don't tend to like Pokemon games that much. Here recently, they have been getting kind of, I wouldn't say bad. It's certainly a lot easier than I feel like they should be. I heard that was a major gripe people had with the remakes of Diamond and Pearl is experience share isn't an item and is just on by default. So all of your Pokemon get experience when the one you're fighting with gets experience. Whoa, shit, there's another one. Caught him unawares. Okay, leveled up to 72. We need to get to at least 75. Ideally, more than that if we can. It's a big Scorpy. He's a big little man. Okay, gotta figure out how to get in close to this giant octopus over there. Look at it. Scooting around. Get him, Fridge. Yep, in case you're wondering, our ghost is currently possessing a refrigerator. It's been a little while. I wonder if the Mon we were waiting for showed up. Most illuminating. Doesn't boost it by much, though. Water Pulse was the one Mantike needed. Air Slash and Double Edge. Two of my least favorite moves, or at least one of them. Don't have Double Edge. So I have to go find another one. And now we go running through the woods looking for other bosses. The full picks. By surprise. Oh shit, it's part normal. I forgot. Yeah, the problem with the Blizzard is it is kind of a imprecise move. Yeah, it's Growly. Nine tails. I don't think it knows I'm here yet. Okay. The Ninetales didn't see me. Come on, turn around. This is, I don't think he's seen me yet. I do have to be somewhat careful with this one. Dang it, of course it would hit on that one. Oh. Those are an impressive set of moves. Good news, I have something that counters them. Not quite there yet. Okay. Now to step in the lava. There she is with her scuba glasses. Yeah, I don't think that's a boss one. I think he's just hanging out. Yeah, there's occasionally a boss Finion over here. It looks like he didn't spawn this time, though. Yeah, I feel like fighting this particular boss. So, this is a large snail. Sea snail. Or slug. I actually really like the story behind this one. So, this one has a different look depending on what part of the map you catch it in the original game. Can't see me in the bushes, at least. Although it always gives you the thought that it might be able to. Fine. Oh, we're so close. Gonna be there in no time. Okay, Rift's up there. Valorant's mad still. Okay, now we just need to get this one back over here so we can fight it. Oh, it does work. I like how what? I like how surprised it looks. And parallels. Ow. Threat steal. Oops. I'm gonna take a buzz around, see if there's any other bosses hanging around. An angry guy, not a boss. How long has this been up here? There's one right there. Whoa. There's a magnemite. Run! And primarily using these as an excuse to pick up shit. Kinda wish more stuff would show up. Give me all the shit. Magnemite. There's a Vaporeon right there. Whoa! We're fighting a this guy instead. Don't worry, I got him. Ah! Woohoo! Okay. Probably need to make some more revives. I'm a little low. Hmm. Thinking it's about that time. Because we're very close. We'll go out and see if I can't fight some more bosses. Catch him by surprise. Hmm. Nothing here. Unfortunate. Beautiful. I decided I didn't want to start shit. Hmm. Yeah, we're a little low on bosses, actually. And might have to go elsewhere. I think Mount Coronet might have some enemies that I'm particularly strong with. Hmm? Balloon! Gyarados, not a boss. Oh, there's one there, though. It's a big Gyarados, too. Double weakness exploiter. Not there yet. Definitely getting close, though. I figure we can go ahead and go back and get and purchase an experience share, and then we can go ahead and finish it out. Try and get the drop on the snail. Blizzard! Ah, dang it, I forgot I could do that. Dang it. Nice. I was able to take advantage of its lesser defense. Okay, I think Rotom is ready, actually. Or at the very least, it'll be as close to ready as we can get it. I don't think they have Quick Claw in this game. Because if we could force our Pokemon to attack first, that would be great. Alright. Oh, we gotta put our Pokemon away first. And then we'll just put those back when we're done. One only ever finds out if they're ready at the most opportune moment. Probably go buy experience share if it doesn't work. Not experience. Go buy accept the challenge. Let's go. Garchomp. Well, we survived it. Hey, good job, Rotom. Rotom's Path of Solitude. Trying to remember where Rotom is from. It just hot. And I've been using that many agile moves. I only need one. So should be able to finish that out very quickly. She seemed very astounded by something. Yeah. I actually sit on the floor with my back pretty straight, so I usually only lean forward when I'm trying to read something. Yes, I'm very weird. I sit on the floor. Mainly because I can't afford a computer desk. Yeah. I am sitting on the floor as we speak on a cushion that you'd usually use for like meditation and stuff. It's on a coffee table. Yep. Probably not the best setup, but yep. At least until I am able to get an actual desk. Someday. Wait, did it not work? Oh, I need to do it twice. And then I'm gonna let this one have it. Okay. Rotom, max level. Or at least max level for Dex entry. Basculin. I believe I have one. Yep, there he is. I feel like catching this one is the easiest method for this. So I guess we will go do just that. I think we should just be very much near the end of the coastlines. Trying to catch anything while on the fish is difficult. Okay, I guess I haven't caught any small ones yet. Eh. They're so busy flying, they don't notice me. I think we need one more. It's either that or I use water. Okay, I think I know what we're doing. Caught him unawares. And then we'll go ahead and release all of them because we're only going to keep Mantine. Perfect. And start getting the Wormadad trained up. Wormadam, I guess. What level does it suggest for it? Actually, we're quite close. Defense or attack? And make sure we're just good on that. Yeah, so we're going to. I really think we might have enough time that I could probably get that to the level I need. Two Paths of Solitude for the price of one. Seems like a pretty good way to end out the stream, since we haven't done one in a while. I mean, since it'd been a while since we had done that one. Make sure we got enough money. I'll go with 2, just in case. Got us to 55. Although, let's face it, if it's worth doing, is it not worth overdoing? Oh, nice. It already has the move we need. Let's get ready to rumble. Ingo, I'm ready to fight. Ah. Interesting matchup. Hopefully I got enough. Oh, there we go. Nice. Got that mission done. I feel like the mission gets progressively easier because he gives you more XP. Okay, let me get my Mon. Also, I need to find out what the next Solitude mission is, and then I'll get that one out. I'm not going to do anything with it yet. But I'll have it ready. Steelix hanging out. Making sure I didn't have a different Wormadam, because this is my new one. Blissey and Abra and Sneasel. Because it sounds the most ridiculous, I think Abra will probably be the next one. I don't have an Abra, actually. don't think I have any of the other ones. I might have Sneasel, but that's it. So I think that's what we will do. Next time, we go on an expedition to find Abra. Sounds like a good old time. Anyways, let me see who is on right now. That is a maybe. Well, I guess I can see. Let me just check for verification purposes. Alright, we are going to go right into Kuro. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. I will be back tomorrow an hour early so we can build Legos. I hope to see you all there. If not, I will catch you later. Have a fantastic evening. I will catch you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.